This program is proudly brought to you by Hyperpaint, caring for people, caring for horses, and making a brighter world for you. The opportunity to travel by road across the length and breadth of our beautiful country is often relished both with or without horse box in tow. And on this occasion, crossing the Vaal River on an adventure to cover an event we had never even heard of until recently. The bottom line is that it was thoroughly enthralling. Having recently crossed the border from Gauteng into the Orange Free State, we are now in a quaint little village called Parys. And upon arrival at the Afridome, I'm absolutely overcome by the quaintness of the place, and not least of all this antiquated ox wagon in a dilapidated state of whatever historical significance. But the point is, we've come to cover the Western Games National Championships, and it really is a very intriguing sport. 12 disciplines, basically 13, but only 12 of them will be participated for today. And we're going to catch up with some of the official folk and some of the competitors, and 405 entrants are going to enter this dome behind me very shortly for the commencement of the 2018 National Western Games Championships.
Anything we can do that's a win-win for people and horses, which we love, we'll do it.
These are kids where there's not a lot of money around, and sometimes they get given a horse, but it keeps them out of the malls. It keeps them doing something good and wholesome and old-fashioned.
We believe in the more you give, the more you receive. We love horses and we love children, so Western Games, we want to help them, to help these children keep off the streets, keep on the straight and narrow, enjoy horses, enjoy life. You never know, it may be a springboard to something great. We want to do our part.
Horses, when they're finished racing, it's not the easiest thing because they've all been mollycoddled and nurtured, and you put them out in the veld, they don't do so good. So this once again is a win-win situation where some thoroughbreds are getting used in Western Games.
Well, we have a lady that works for us. She had a horse that was a racehorse, and then it fell and it couldn't run anymore. And she took it to an equestrian place and she rode it all the time. And it can't run anymore. I think it's 18 years old now. She still goes and visits it and gives it carrots and looks after it. She always told us how the horse was a part of her family. And she looks after it all the time. So we've always thought that to give these horses an extra lease in life and something more to give and do and to be with people would be a great thing.
Very bright and early Saturday morning that we rocked up at this venue that we'd never been to, and we were thinking to ourselves as horse people, how are you going to get 400 horses into one arena and have no pandemonium? It was a very moving ceremony, a lot of team spirit, and it was your first chance to address this particular audience as the president.
Yes, I was quite nervous, I wouldn't lie, but I think it all worked out perfectly. I had a lot of support with organizing this and a lot of help doing this, and we had to measure to make sure that all the horses going to fit into the dome, but it was quite a scene from up there, seeing 400 horses and knowing that these are all riders that share the same passion for horses and the same love for the sport that we do.
Gee jou alles, elke keer, elke rang. Kompeteer regverdig, respekteer die beamptes en jou opponent. Dra hierdie prestasie met trots en die verantwoordelikheid wat daarmee saamgaan. Respekteer die reëls en die gees van die sport. Help mekaar. Pas julle perde op, want hy is jou spanmaat. Sit jou perd eerste, altyd. Hierdie fantastiese dier is juist die rede waarom ons hier vandag is en kan doen wat ons doen. Laastens, geniet dit, sterkte en wees veilig.
You lift my heart up when the rest of me is down. You enchant me even when you're not around. If there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down. I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found.
I'm SAWMGA. I've started Western Mounted Games 7 years ago. So it was about 2012. There was this charity event at Maple Ridge. So then we started competing at the national level. And yeah, it was really just a lot of fun. So that's why we continued.
Your hometown is the first place that Western Mounted Games was launched in South Africa.
Yes, that's true. A guy from our town, Chris Koch, he went to America and I think he did farming there. And then he saw barrel racing and American Gymkhana there. And he said, well, he likes this event, but it's all separate. So he said, why not combine all that barrel racing and pole bending and keyhole? And he came back to South Africa and he started South African Western Mounted Games there in Memel on the little Boerevereniging Farms arena. And then he put all 13 events together and then we had our games from there on.
I'm Janelle Geldenays from Memel. I started riding 7 years ago as well when the sport was born. I had my little pony for 11 years now and I've been granted with 5 national champion overall. So I'm very proud of him and his name is Puan. Puan came to us, I was 6 years old. My sister wanted a horse, so my dad, a guy brought Puan to the farm. And he was actually purposed for slaughter. He was very not looking good. So then I was a 6-year-old girl and wanting this horse. So together I think we grew and became who we are today.
Did you name him?
Yeah, unfortunately I was very young, but I named him. Yeah.
But he's very, very popular. Everybody knows Puan. He's a bit of a legend in his own lifetime.
I think being him, he's 14 hands, so for a horse that's very small. And we do this competition against race horses. He absolutely has no pedigree. So I think him beating them on this high level, it makes him something special.
And to be able to go and compete with the family, I mean, it's really very wholesome and very old-fashioned.
Yeah, I think it's amazing still to be a full family and them supporting us all the way. If we have an off event, they're still there believing in us for the next one. So yeah.
How much competition is there between you and your sister?
I love riding with my sister. She's the motivator. She keeps me focused when I'm off my game. And yeah, I think it's fun. We chase each other.
Do you have any aspirations of competing overseas?
Yeah, I think that would be lovely, promoting the sport. I think we all live with a dream to one day be known by more people and especially doing what we love.
You build a special bond with your horse. It's not just an animal anymore. It's a team member. You and your horse is partners. It's not like an event where you just climb on your horse and hit it to run and stuff. You get really attached to your horse and yeah, it's your partner. So it was hard, yeah.
When you drive through a poor suburb, you say, gee, that could do with a coat of paint. Isn't it one of the most basic things in life?
It is, and the funny thing is none of our houses are painted. They're all face brick.
When something is well organized, they say that it's like a military operation. Who better to organize this whole entrance than Oubaas?
I don't think there's anyone better than Oubaas. He's been doing it since I started and he just has a way with riders, making them understand what he wants and how to get everyone in order. Because getting 400 horses into an arena like this, I thought wasn't possible, but there were even space for some more. So yeah, definitely no one better to do it than him.
I was doing the opening of Parliament when I was in the police, you know, and I was there at the mounted section for 5 years, and that's where I got it from.
12 events, tough for the horse, tough for the rider. Very big family sport. Thoroughly enjoyed being here. How have you enjoyed this weekend in Paris?
No, I've enjoyed it a lot. It was fantastic. Everything was well organized. You can look at all the officials, you know, they got radios, they got all the timekeepers here.
We've seen a few records broken. We've seen, I think, 3 records that I'm aware of. Is it to do with the track conditions, or is it just that the sport is getting stronger?
Well, the sport is getting stronger, yes, but the track conditions are also getting better. Everything, I would say.
This event is one of those things that takes your mind off the pain of daily living, and it gives you that warm feeling of camaraderie and friendship. It almost takes you back in age. What does it mean to Oubaas to participate in Western Games?
Dit beteken baie vir my. Ek het 'n wille werk by die huis en om hier toe te kom, vergeet ek van alles. En dit is lekker om met mense te werk en waar geen politiek is nie en almal is soos 'n groot familie, almal kyk na mekaar en elke mens try sy bes, jy weet. En daar's nie 'n ou wat huil of skree of wat ook al nie. Dit is net wonderlik en jy sien net uit aan die volgende jaar.
Tell us exactly what your function as a master judge in this organization is.
Well, Andrew, firstly, somebody needs to have some rules sorted out and in place. We are still a young organization, so the rules are still being formed. That's basically the main function of the master judges, to ensure that the rules are fair and that the rules are adequate that we need for the port. And basically that's what our main function is to see to that and oversee the judges, that everything is kept to the same standard as far as possible. We like to see consistency, that all the judges judge on the same basis, that it's fair against everybody, so that you don't end up in a situation where one judged the one way and another one has got another opinion. Since we're riding against time, and we're trying to take out any discrepancies or different decisions being made, that's where we come in to oversee those rules being formed and being maintained. Having 404 riders taking part in 12 events over the 3 days, each running two runs per event, and having those scores calculated, recorded, calculated, arranging all the officials that's required in the arenas, gate marshals, timekeepers, arena crew that can set the standard in the arena, resetting the courses, things like that. I think we've run at about 60 officials for this event this year. It is a huge organization in the background that a lot of people are not aware of, yes.
I think one of the big things is that there's no politics amongst the riders. There might be at administration level, but amongst the riders, you ride on your time and everybody's just backing everybody all the time. It's amazing.
So when you get a round of applause, it's a hearty, well-meant, warm kind of round of applause, really wanting you to do well.
Very much so, except if Oubaas beats me, then I get a bit irritated, you know. But it happens often, so yeah, no, it's just amazing. It really is. And you know, people come from the farms, they come from the city, and everybody who loves horses, and there's something for everybody here. And you can ride your horse at the speed you want to. Nobody's going to pick you out on what you dressed, how you dressed. Nobody's going to pick you out on what saddle you're in. It's amazing.
The level of sensitivity is immense. I mean, the level of understanding and the voice commands obviously come into play here.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's all about talking to the horse and the horse understanding you and whistling and all those things. And you can't break that routine at all, otherwise you mess up.
I'm Juanita Doyer from the Arkapstaden Riding Center. And we first started with Boere sport. That was a thing that we did all over. And then I wrote a whole paper on the Boere sport, wanting to introduce it, getting it both from the English side and the American side. And then it sort of didn't really take root. And then suddenly it took root as the Western Games.
The horse that took you to the national championship, tell us a little bit about him.
He's called SAWMGA. He's a 50-50 thoroughbred quarter horse gelding, 10-year-old, and he's a horse with a lot of heart. He tries his best. He never fails. He's just one in a million.
Obviously, it's very important for us on Teletrack to have some concern for the afterlife of the thoroughbred, because obviously a lot of the mares go and play polo or polo cross, or they go to stud. How did that mating happen, or did you find the horse ready-made?
It was a polo cross horse. I saw the potential in him. I bought him and I made him from scratch. I was the first one to do games on him. I taught him what he needed to know, and the two of us get along like a house on fire.
And how much of it is communicated by voice and how much of it is communicated by feel?
I do a lot of voice, it's body, it's legs, as little as possible hands. People don't realize that the more you move your hands, the more time you will waste. So I don't touch the reins. I use my voice instead, my seat and my legs.
Oh, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. It's a machine. This is a machine. And Jade, what about nepotism in hyperpaint?
It's so much nepotism that we broke it. But it's the best for everybody. You know, we've been here since 1981. And the motto was from my dad and his brothers Dominic, Paul and Jared. The more you give, the more you receive. And if you offer the customer value, they'll always come back. And our family give value to everybody we interact with. You know, we're Catholics, we're staunch Catholics, so we feel that you treat everybody as you'd want them to treat you.